The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the MHealthy holiday series, 'Tis the Season. My name is Carol Warheit, and I'm a program manager for physical activity. We're going to wait another minute since it's not official. Well, it's officially 12. We're going to wait probably another 30 seconds just so some more attendees can drift in. Okay, thanks for waiting, everyone. Today's webinar is called Being Active into the New Year. I want to start off by talking about the previous two webinars just briefly. You didn't need to register for the first two to participate in this one, but I just wanted to touch base and tell you a little bit about what was going on in the first two. The previous two webinars were called Being Thankful and Being Smart About Holidays and Events. These were hosted by our stress management program manager, John Soniga, and our nutrition manager, Erica Owen. The last couple of weeks I've been in listening to these webinars, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the lessons I was able to learn and tips I was able to take back for my Thanksgiving holiday. So a couple things I was thinking about while I was cooking on Thursday were Erica's points about making the holiday meals a little healthier, John's tips about being thankful. And while I was cooking, I was thinking about this and listening to conversations, watching interactions. While I was preparing meals, I was thinking about the amount of butter I was using, how many eggs I was using. And these are things I maybe wouldn't have thought about in past holidays. So I just wanted to say thank you to both of them for kind of keeping me tethered, helping me realize what's important about keeping myself healthy, my family healthy, and just really having some pretty good webinars. So today we're going to talk about staying active through the holidays. So this first part is probably geared toward people who have had kind of a regular program going on, people who maybe have been regular about an exercise routine, but tend to want to slip a little bit during the holidays. That's completely normal for everybody. So this will apply to all fitness levels, and I just want to say a couple things here. During the holidays, it's completely normal to kind of get off track about what we're doing. I'm a fitness center manager, and one of the things we see, particularly within the next week or so, is a decline in our attendance. We don't really know what happens to people. We just figure that they're doing the holiday shopping, that they have travel plans, and even our most regular exercisers tend to disappear. For vacationers, there's lots of things you can do. First of all, you try to maintain your usual pattern of activity. So let's say you are a Monday, Wednesday, Friday exerciser, and you do something before work, let's say 7 a.m. We want to encourage you to keep that time open, to keep it active. So if you're taking a 2-week time off, let's say you're staying at home, we want to encourage you to maintain that 7 to 8 o'clock time to be yours to do physical activity. If you're unable to get to the gym, then you can try exercising at home. For this, maybe you're on vacation and the gym isn't close by. This is where planning ahead helps, so you can look into fitness centers or look into area parks you could participate in before you go. Many gyms in the area, whether it's Ann Arbor or away, have short-term memberships. You can look into having a drop-in pass or a 1-week membership. Dedicate the same amount of time to your routine, even if you have to split it up within the day. So what we mean by that is that the hour that you're used to dedicating in the morning, maybe you don't have the time to squeeze that in, but maybe you can do a half an hour. That leaves a half an hour someplace else in the day where you could tie it in. Maybe it's taking a little bit longer lunch hour, or after you get home, taking a little bit longer walk with the dog. And remember that doing a little something is better than nothing. General population tends to think that all or nothing is the best way to go with exercise. So you may think, I'm used to doing an hour. If I can't get the hour, then what's the purpose? But this isn't true, because even 15 minutes of doing something is better than 0 minutes of doing something. The next part is for those who maybe have been off track a while with an exercise program, or perhaps are contemplating starting an exercise program. For some people, the holidays mean a long stretch of time off, so it's a great time to start an activity program. One of my coworkers, he loves the holiday season because he gets to sleep in and gets to really focus on his physical activity. It's important that before starting an exercise program that you check with your doctor for any restrictions. As I mentioned before, we tend to see a decrease in population at the fitness center. December is one of the slowest months of the year. It's also a time when most of the staff take vacation, and it's just generally a lot quieter in the fitness center. If you are new to an exercise program, I would strongly encourage you to think about joining a local gym and maybe hiring a personal trainer to help develop a program that's right for you. It's a great time to join up also because lots of fitness centers will run specials to try to encourage people to start before the new year. As we all know, New Year is a great time to start some resolutions and to get active, but I think the best time to get active is right now. Personal training can help you with the program so that you're up to speed before the new year starts. Remember that within the new year, equipment will start getting occupied and there'll be a little bit more people, so you want to feel confident with what you're doing before the rush hits. Also, remember to take your program slowly so that you are not too sore to enjoy the holiday festivities. The joy of movement is for everyone of all abilities. So being active through the holidays is important for many reasons. I'm just going to name a few. It benefits stress reduction. The physical activity promotes feelings of well-being and relaxation. A coworker of mine enjoys her walks outside for fresh air to relax after a holiday meal with the family. She says it gives her time to regroup, and if a friend or relative joins her, she can share the joys or pressures of the event with a friend. Weight maintenance. This is a popular time to indulge on holiday treats so you can burn off some of those extra calories by including exercise in your day. Since exercise is usually not done in the kitchen, you're also removed from the temptations of food. It also helps create positive energy. It helps decrease your level of fatigue, increases your energy, and overall it just increases your pleasure and helps you feel good about yourself. The next slide is trying to fit in physical activity. For those of us with very busy schedules, we're lucky if we can even get 10 minutes into our day. So because of this, our schedules are maybe too crazy to get out there, and it could be that the weather is uncooperative. So here are some ways that you can insert activity into your hectic schedule. One of the things you can do is to do squats at the kitchen counter while waiting for items on the stove to cook. I wish I would have done this a little bit more on Thursday. Instead, I stood too much in one place, and boy, my back was sore after that. You can give a recipe some old-fashioned elbow grease. Instead of using a standing mixer for an example, bring out that wooden spoon and mix it by hand. When I think about this, I think about my grandma. My grandma wouldn't have known a KitchenAid mixer if you stood it in front of her and told her how to use it. But she was strong for a reason, because everything was manual labor. This past Thanksgiving, we had some mashed potatoes I boiled, I think, about 5 pounds worth, and someone asked me if I wanted to use the ricer. Now, I wouldn't know a ricer if you put it in front of me either. All I've known ever is the hand mash, which thankfully my dad helped me get through the 5 pounds, but that was activity for both of us. In lines at the store or at the airport or at the train station, do some standing heel raises and shake out tired hands that have been holding packages or luggage all day. Now, I tend to do this at the airport, and it may look funny, but it guarantees that people respect my personal space. You can choose a parking spot further out to increase the amount of steps you take in a day. This can be done at Meyer or Briarwood or at some park you're going to. Just have to be mindful of the parking lot. It is December, almost December, and soon we'll be seeing snow and ice, so we just want to be mindful of parking lot surfaces. If you're shopping at the mall, take an extra lap before you make all your purchases and get the best out of the window shopping. So when you're at parties, try to move around and mingle as much as possible. The less time you're in one place, the better. This doesn't mean you have to go up and down the stairs several times. You just need to move from one room to another. It gets you away from the snacks in the kitchen, helps keep your body from stiffening, and allows for greater social interaction. During television commercials, you can stand up and march in place or do some light stretches to keep your back from stiffening. This can be done still seated in a couch or on a chair. The key is don't stay in one position for too long. You can make this a healthy holiday season, and here are a few key points to take home with you. You want to sit still less and move around more. Remember that something is better than nothing. Try adding a little extra movement into your day by either doing something in the line at the store, moving around in the kitchen, or at the mall. And encourage others to keep moving at gatherings by organizing a game, a hike, or another outing that everyone will enjoy. At this point, I'm going to start answering some questions. Here with me today is Erica Owen, our Nutrition Program Manager, and she's going to start off with asking me a few. Hello, Erica.
Hey, Carol. I was listening to the presentation, and I was thinking of some questions myself that I had as you went through, and I was hoping maybe you could help me out.
I can.
All right. So you mentioned maybe doing a little bit of activity while I was cooking or while we're in social events, like if I have people over, we're just sitting around on the couch. You mentioned doing some squats.
Yes.
Are there any other things I can do that don't draw too much attention to me, though?
Understand. If you're in the kitchen, doing things like heel raises are fine. One thing that I do, so I don't draw attention to myself, is I fidget a little bit. I shift my weight from one foot to the other, and I do little things that end up having me walk around the kitchen. Maybe I won't go directly to the fridge. I'll go take the long way around the kitchen. I'll go over to the table first to pick up something. And yeah, it means a few extra steps, but no one notices that. Maybe, oh, Carol, you just needed to reach over there and open the fridge. Well, I just decided to walk around the island first and then open the fridge.
Okay, so those just little extra steps here and there actually count for something?
They count for something. It's better than doing nothing. Most important is just be mobile. That could even be seated in a chair. You could be seated at a kitchen stool and still kick your legs, rotate your ankles, move your shoulders. Any movement is better than no movement.
Cool. So I guess that all this extra house cleaning I'm doing as well to get ready for people to come over, that would be something I can include as activity.
Definitely. And don't forget to clean the basement. That's always a
and probably go up and down the stairs more than usual if I can.
Up and down the stairs, pay a little extra attention to the dusting on the ledges, or clean the baseboards. That's pretty tough work.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun, Carol.
Yeah, it does.
You also mentioned that exercising can maybe improve your mood or your attitude. Is that? I mean, I don't know. I guess I haven't experienced it. But that's true, or?
Yeah, well, it takes you away from the pressures of whatever's going on. It gives you time, and let's say a walk, for example, our coworker who enjoys the walk. It's either a time where you can escape from whatever the pressures are, or maybe it's a time to think through a problem. Main thing is you're active, and it creates a feeling of calmness. And maybe you could have your son or a friend join you and then have quality time with that person.
Okay. And breaking it down. Like I could go downstairs and let's say get on my treadmill for like 10 minutes.
That's
and
fine.
Then later on take the dog out for a walk for 10 minutes.
Yes.
And then if I'm go to the mall, I could maybe take a lap around the mall for another 10 minutes, and now I got my 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it. If you can break it up, 2 sets of 15, 3 bouts of 10 minutes, even if you couldn't get all that activity, let's say you only were able to get 10 minutes, that's still 10 minutes. It still counts. It's still good for you to do it.
So I just shouldn't give up because I can't do it all.
You should not give up, never.
Okay. Sometimes I just don't have the time, and it feels like it's just, man.
Break it up, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at lunch. If you get 10 minutes around dinner, then that's bonus.
Well, thank you, Carol, because that definitely makes me feel a little lighter. Like you mentioned about some of our other webinars, they helped you out. That helps me out, and every day, because every day I think, oh, man, is this even worth it? So thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
It looks like you have quite a few more questions as well that people have been asking through the webinar, and I could kind of read those off for you.
Yeah, why don't you?
Okay. I really don't have time to go to a gym, and it's really too cold for me to walk outside. I also can't afford a gym membership or a treadmill. Is there anything I can do at home without a bunch of equipment?
Yes, there's plenty to do at home if you have no equipment. Always body weight exercises. For example, you can do a push-up at a counter. You can do sit-to-stands from a chair. There are the heel raises that I keep mentioning where it's just up and down on the balls of your feet. There are always plenty of stretches you can do to help stretch out your back.
Okay. Another one says, I injured my foot and I had to stay off of it. Is there anything I can do while I'm seated? Well, you just mentioned a little bit, but or should I just wait until I'm healed?
The first thing you'd want to do is talk to your doctor about participating in any sort of exercise or physical activity. And if that's been approved by the doctor, then yes, there are plenty of things that you can do while seated. Is it knee marches? Is it kicking out your legs? There's plenty to do. And if I get your name, I can send you a couple examples of some exercises.
All right. Thank you again, Carol. Actually, this is a question I had too, or mine was similar about like I've heard about pedometers or step counters.
Oh, those are wonderful.
Okay. So maybe you can talk a little bit on that. But there's also a question here about, this person says, I keep hearing that you need to take about 5,000 steps a day to be in good shape. How far does 5,000 steps take? I mean, it sounds like that's a lot.
5,000 steps, it depends. If you have a sedentary lifestyle and a sedentary job, then 5,000 might be a lot. You have someone who's a meter reader or a mail carrier, then 5,000 maybe, they might get that in the first hour or two of their shift. If you decide to put on a pedometer, it's great just to wear it for a week and get an average of how many steps you're taking. I wouldn't say 5,000 means you're in good shape, but 5,000 is better than 1,000. So let's say you put the pedometer on and you get 2,000 steps for the week. Then you want to increase by 200 or 300 steps a week at a time. You don't want to jump to 5,000 just because someone said it was a good number. You go little bit by little bit, because for you, if it's 2,000 steps, hey, it's better than 0 steps. And the goal would be the next time walking 2,300 steps, next time 2,500, so on and so forth.
So there's not like a golden number. It's just if you're trying to become more active, looking at what your number is and increasing it a little at a time.
Correct. They say that 10,000 steps a day is what you strive for, but if you're only averaging 2,000, then hey, 2,500 is still going to be okay.
Fantastic. Thank you. That makes it sound a little bit more doable to me. We have another one here. I get kind of depressed over the holidays. Well, kind of what I was saying, Carol, back to the question, I'm sorry. I don't know if it is a lack of sun or what, but I find I'm just not motivated. Exercise is the last thing on my mind some days. How do I get motivated?
Well, the first thing I would do is make a list of activities that you enjoy doing. So it could be that maybe you've always been interested in taking a dance class, but you never have. Maybe you've had your eye on doing some sort of water aerobics class, but you didn't do it. Think of things that you would like to start doing and figure out ways that you can do that. It could be that you consult with a personal trainer, find out if that's someone who can help you out with your goals. But there are so many ways that you can do activity it doesn't have to be scheduled. It doesn't have to be at a gym. It doesn't have to be in a dance class. It's writing down things that you enjoy doing and finding little steps to achieve those.
You mentioned personal training when you were talking, and I thought of that too, and you said it here too. It was like, they're kind of intimidating to me. Like when I just think about personal training, I think of like the big buff person who's just going to tell me what to do. Is that the right thought pattern, or should I be a little less scared than I am?
Erica, not all of us look like Jillian from The Biggest Loser. So I would recommend going to a fitness center and talking to maybe the fitness center manager or the personal training manager and getting to know the trainers there. We come in all shapes and sizes, and we have varied interests. Some of us work with athletes, while other of us work with people with chronic conditions. So our talents are varied, and who we like to work with is varied. So I would go and check it out with the local gym and talk to someone who knows their trainers.
Good to know they're not just all for people who are super in shape already.
Oh, no. We have jobs because people aren't in shape.
Ah, I see. All right, so another question we have here is, if I do overindulge with the holidays, how much more do I need to exercise in order to get the weight off?
That would be a joint question with you, Erica. How would you approach that one?
You know, I look at this as just logging your activity. I think that's a good way of knowing if you're staying on track. You know, you can log your food intake, you can log your activity. You know, if it's a couple days here and there of overindulging in food or not doing as much exercise as you like, you know, it's a couple days, and kind of give yourself a break. And we talked about with John, it's just relax and have your expectations. You can think, okay, it's all right. It's not too many days. I'm gonna make it through. But if it is more occasions, like I said, I completely stop exercising, or I just go out to eat every single evening, and I have snacks at work, and I am really overdoing it in my food. Number one, write it down and see if what you're thinking is actually the truth, because sometimes we blow things up in our minds a little bit much. And you can work some of those calories off if possible. So maybe you know you're going to have a big meal, so you do a little bit more exercise the day before, or the day of, the day after, to kind of balance those calories back out.
I agree, and I think you just made the point that's very important, is tracking. It's so important to track your intake, track food, track what you do. If you're noticing a couple days where you're writing a lot in food and not a lot of exercise, then it's time that you can maybe write a little bit more exercise and take a look at what you're eating as well.
Okay, we have another question here. I have a small portable elliptical machine which suggests it can be used while seated. I have only used it from a standing position. I find it a worthy tool. What would the proper form be from a seated position? It seems that seated on the couch might be too slouchy. Perhaps a solid wooden chair is better, so the back is more supported. Sounds like a pretty specific question, Carol. Is that one that you can answer in this kind of forum?
I would have to see what the machine was. So at the end of the session today, I can pass along my email address, and then we can have further chit-chat about that.
All right. So we have one other question here, and it kind of goes to another one we talked about. Someone said something about not having the funds and stuff for like a treadmill or that sort of equipment. Are there things that we can use around the house in place of weights?
Yeah, there are. You can use things like soup cans. You could use, for range of motion, a broom handle. As I said, the seated body weight exercises, you can do a sit to stand from a chair. It's one of my favorite things. Push-ups from a counter. And then, arm circles, any sort of stretches you don't need any equipment for. And I'd say with some things that would be better to do it on a flat, firm surface if you're laying down to do exercises. We know that sometimes it's a struggle getting up and down from the floor. Just be aware that sometimes a bed or a couch is too soft to do the activities.
Okay. Wow, we've gone through all the questions here, Carol. So I think that we are all set with those. I'm going to close on that screen so we can see what's coming up in our webinars.
We have tomorrow being tobacco-free for a day, giving the gift to yourself. On December 5th, we have being indulgent without overdoing it, and that will be led, I believe, by you. And is it John?
It's actually, I believe, Teresa.
Teresa? Okay.
Yep. Teresa and John and a little bit myself. So we'll have many people in on that one.
And then the last two are December 12th and December 19th. Those will be led by John. We thank you for taking the time to call in today, and we thank you for your time, and we hope that the next couple weeks pass and that we'll see you on December 5th for being indulgent without overdoing it. Thanks so much.